Hi, this is David Ho, and I want to show you something very interesting today from my Medium account. And this is going to be very, very useful for you. I'm going to give you a lot of perspective. If you watch till the end, I'm going to show you different stories, their stats, and how they compare to each other, on why you should never, ever, ever write for money. And with the changes that have been happening on Medium, there are lots of people who have given up, or there are lots of people who have decided not to write on the platform anymore because of some of the changes and things like that. And the thing is, if you come to the platform to write for money, you are going to be disappointed, especially right now. So if your goal is to make money, make the maximum amount of money possible, this is not the right reason to start writing online. You will make money, but you must not make it your primary goal. Your primary goal must not to be that it's all about money. And I will show you a conclusive evidence for that right now. So this is my current stat for December, and this is where I stand for December 2024 right now. So this is what my stats look like, and I've shared it on the previous video. If you are not aware about that, look at the number of followers, 169, and then look at the look at the charts. This is 600, just 600. And so this is how it stands. And it hasn't always been like this, by the way. There were times when I was having over 100,000 a month. 100,000 people like this would actually read 100,000. But those were, the times where that was something that was attainable easily. Right now, it is not. And this is not just on Medium, by the way. This is something that cuts across. Even on Google, they've on Google search, there are lots of changes that have been made that cut across. So I'm going to show you something that's very, very interesting. And what I'll do is I'll go here and I'll pick my first. Let's look at most viewed stories, because I want to show you something, and it's going to bring up something that I believe is going to give us a lot of perspective. Now, most viewed stories. Now look at what it brought to us. This is the one where I explains why economic professors are not billionaires. This is arguably my best story. This is my most viewed story. Look at the number of reads. Now, in my opinion, this is my biggest story so far. This particular story was published in 2020. I believe it was my biggest story. I believe it is my biggest story. Now, let's look at something very interesting. I want you to note those numbers. Now, let's look at highest earnings. Okay, highest earnings. Now, it's not number one and it's not number two. The economic professor article, it's not number one and it's not number two. The number one is this one that made even way more money than that. I had 49K reads. And then the very next one made, this one is 52K reads and it made even more money. And then the third is now the economic professor's article, which had more views than all of them, had more reads than both of them, but earned less money. And the reason is because it's not by view count on Medium. So on platforms like YouTube, they use view count to determine how much money you make. But on a place like Medium, it's not by view count. It's by number of members that view, paying members. And that's how they divide it, and that's how it works. So I want to show you what that's like for me. So these are my biggest articles so far. As you can see, a lot of 2020s there, and then we have a 2022 entry, and then another 2020, 2020. We have 2021, another 2020, 2021, and yeah, this is interesting. 2019. I believe this should be my biggest, oldest article. Why do people keep buying the iPhone? Which is a very interesting subject. But let's keep going down. There's something I want to show you. Something I want to show you if we keep going down. So 2020, 2021, these are my biggest articles. I'm just showing everything to you in full transparency of what this is all about. So let's go back to highest viewed, most viewed, okay, because that's where we're going to see what exactly I want to show you. The most viewed article. So you can see the number is descending as we go lower, and 2020, 2020, and then now look at this, April 2018. Now this is my biggest. So this article, for example, as you can see, there's no star in front of it. This was not in the Medium media program. It was not in the it was not in the MPP program. That's the partner program that Medium has to pay people. So it has 61K, it has 29K, but there's no earnings for it because I didn't include it. And it was because the publication that I was publishing it in then, had some particular things that we had to follow. And yeah, I decided that it was an article that I didn't care how much money it made, but I just wanted to write it. And I used it as a sample on many occasions, and it got me a lot of clients to write for during those times. So that's just to give you some perspective that it's not really, sometimes it's not really about what it made you in on Medium. You can have some more strategic goals that you write for. So I want to show you this particular one. October 2023. Now, this is the most recent of everything you would see on this page, and this is where I would stop. October 2023. We have 52K views, and then we have 15K reads. But what I want to show you is look at this earnings number 26.01. Look at the one that went before it, and look at the one that went after it. Now, this is what I want to share with you about and why you should never ever ever write for money. Now, if I was someone who writes primarily for money, this is the point where I would be completely out and I would be completely discouraged and I would be completely, this is not worth it anymore. Because like you have seen, there's nothing as recent as 2023 in the previous ones we saw. So this is like what would be the thing that's supposed to give me the viral element in 2023, and look at what it generated. Now, let's look at that in a more serious way, and let's see what exactly went on for that. And I want to show you why that is very, very crucial. So this is the story. The magic you're looking for is in the work you are avoiding. False. So there's these quotes that got popular on the internet which says the magic you're looking for is in the work you're avoiding. And I try to make a counter argument for that. Now, if you want to know more about that, you can go find the article and read it. But what I want to show you is look at this. This is 52K views, this is 26, and this is 15K. Look at that, 15K reads, which is quite high. And even though the read ratio is not so high, but the reads is still very, very high, and it made only 26. So the question you ask yourself is, how come? How come? Now, that's to tell you the new changes the Medium has made, which I believe started in late 2022, and of course goes into 2023 and even 2024. So I want to show you what that's all about. So just think about that. Even today, even in December 2024, so because these are stats for December 2024, so even in December 2024, look at the number of total views, look at the number of non-member views, and then look at the number of member views, just 13. So out of almost 1,000, just 13 people were members of Medium. So that is a very, 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 very crucial point. Now, you may say that, oh, maybe lots of people left Medium or they aren't buying subscriptions, or they can have all kinds of things, all kinds of theories like that. But I would say that is not true, because the number of members on Medium has been steadily growing. In fact, in the last couple of months that I know of and that is publicly shared, the number has been going up. But you see things like this and then you wonder what exactly is going on. Now, you would know what is going on when I show you the rest of the stats, which is this. And of course, this is the number of reads. Okay, look at the member reads, just 5. So among the 13 views, there is just 5 who read it. See, just 5 that's calculated as read the article. So let's look at what is the reason behind that, and what is the, and this is just the start for December 2024. I want you to note that this is an article that was published in 2023, and this is just the start for December 2024. So let's go deep down and see what is happening. Okay, readers' interest, of course, I know that technology, psychology, money, these are the kinds of people that read my articles, and I know that already, and I optimize my content for them. Now I want you to go here. This is where the magic is. Now this is where the magic is. Now look at this number, internal. See, because internal, it says views from Medium distribution, including the homepage, the app, the emails, and then the social media accounts. Views by, internal views. Look at it, 4%. 4%. External referrals, 96%. That's very interesting. And look at this, google.com, meaning people who came from Google. Okay, that's 49K. That's 49,000 people came from Google. And I'm saying this and I'm emphasizing this because this is a number that would have caused my article to go viral 2 years ago, or in 2022, in 2021, in 2020. These are viral numbers. But look at what happens. Internal fall. And internal did not even budge, even though there was a lot of traffic coming from google.com. The internal didn't even move an inch, and the external referrals were 96%, and it stayed that way because the article is over a year old. So I'm not there's no chance that, oh, this is going to improve. There's no improvement on the horizon for it. So even if your stuff, your article goes viral outside, there is no guarantee that it's going to go viral within the internet. And the internet is what determines how much money you make on the platform from partner program. Okay, so I didn't even do any friend links for it, as you can see right here, but this is the reality. Now, for you to understand this, I'm going to compare this to some of my other articles so you can have some context. So the first one I will compare it to is a viral article. I don't want to use the articles I've used before. So this one is a viral article in 2020. As you can see, this ad 70K and this ad 27K reads. So compare that, look at the earnings here, and then compare that to the earnings of this one. You know, compare that to the earnings of this one. Okay, compare that. And this is what it is for this article, for example. So let's go down and let's see, oh, what this story. Now, this is a very, very old story. This is over 4 years old. So you can see non-member views is what is all about. And then what I want to show you is here. Can you see the difference? The internal, meaning that what made this one viral was the internal distribution. The internal distribution gave it 81%. External referrals gave it 19%. Now you may be looking at, oh, 19%. That's just a percentage. Let's look at the actual numbers. Look at Google. This is barely 800. This is barely 800. This is 859 from Google. Look at email. This is 11K. Okay, maybe email was high, but look at the Google numbers, very low. Then look at here, and then we'll go to the Google numbers here. Look at that. From email, look at the numbers. From Google, look at the numbers. Now, in the past, look at, I just add this and it triggered the internal, because the internal is mostly triggered by if an article has legs on the external referrals, it will trigger in some way the internal, because the way the algorithm worked before was, if you do a good job and let's say you promote your article very well and then it's doing well, it's bringing people from outside in, the algorithm is going to encourage it for people who are also, is going to suggest it for people who are also within. And this is how you go viral on the platform, and this is how you make a lot of money on the platform. But I want you to just see these numbers. Even this one that was 11K, that was much higher than this one, is still, this one is still 5.3, which is still quite close. But look at this other one from Google, 49K. It's absolutely blew this one out of the water, which is like 800 or 900. Absolutely blew it out of the water, but it made no effect. So everything came from the internal. Let's compare that to some of the other newer stories. So this is a 2024 story that did pretty well, that did fairly well. And I want to compare that this. So remember, the previous one, the one we are looking into, had 26, made $26, and this one is just 755. And look at the number of reads and look at the earnings, just to compare, just for the sake of comparison. So this is also December numbers. This is just December numbers, and look at that. Look at the difference it makes. Now you will say, why is this? Now I want you to look at here, which is 66%. See, external referrals just 34%, and you can see the numbers. See the Google numbers, weak, and the email numbers also, mundane. It's not special. But the internal was 66%. Okay, the internal was 66%. Now the issue here is, if these numbers begin to grow, these external numbers, if they begin to grow and they begin to surge, they would have, this percentage would only decrease. And I've not seen a case in recent times where the numbers at the external would influence the number and the internal and make it surge. Some people may say that works, but I've not seen any evidence of it working. So add that at the back of your mind. And just to let you know that this is not, I'm not trying to play games here. I'm going to compare with one more story, which is a much more recent story, which is a December story. So this is interesting. This is a story I published in December about my YouTube channel, which is fun and interesting. Look at the number of views, look at the number of reads, and look at the earnings. Okay, look at the number of views, look at the number of reads, look at the earnings. Compare that to our 52K story. So this is a December story. So this is what I looked like. Look at the member views, look at the non-member views. And if you look at what that looks like here for reads also, 68% member read, 184. Now if we go down here, it becomes clear. Look at this, 55%, externals 45. Okay, externals 45. So if you say you want to grow your medium by doing something to affect this external, and you feel that because of that it's going to increase this internal, and then because of that you're going to make it a lot of money from writing a medium, you are deceiving yourself. You are actually kidding yourself. It doesn't work that way. So it's almost like medium, the editorials, or let me say the algorithmic editorials, is picking the winners for the platform and deciding what goes where and what doesn't go where. So you may not like this. I certainly would not. If I were the CEO of Medium, I would do things entirely different. I would overhaul the platform in an entirely different way. But the people who run it right now, the present hour reality, this is how they do things. And I'm just showing you so that you can manage your expectations when you do something like this, when you come on the platform and you come to write. So this is what reality looks like. And you can have situations like this. And like I showed you, this is my biggest story in 20 since 2023 according to view count. This is my biggest story since 2023, and look at the amount it earned and compare that to what its peers are earning. So, the closest to it is this 2019 story had even way more money. And then look at that. And look at these 40K stories with 12K reads. Look at this, 40K with 12K. Now, this is in 2022. 40K with 12K reads, and it generated this amount of money. And if we look at that, now I've not checked this, but I can bet you that the internal is going to be strong. So let's look at that just for the fun of it, and let's see what the internal numbers are going to read. I have no doubt that that is what is going to be the case. So let's look at that. 30%. So this is 40K. This is 12. Okay. Look at this. This is 52. This is 15K. Okay. So this is 40. This is 12. And then we go down, 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 down. See what I told you? 82% compared to 18. Look at the email, 6.1. Look at the LinkedIn, 240. Facebook, look at it, everything. So this is how the game works. Look at Google down here, 158. So it's not about, when it comes to earning on the platform. Now there are other things you can do to your stories. There are other ways um, to get value out of your stories. But if you don't love writing, if you don't enjoy the process, if you're just writing because you want to make money, if you're just writing because, oh, I want to just earn money from the platform, is a making money thing for you, you are going to hate this. But if you really, really, really enjoy writing and it's your thing, and you believe in it, and you have a great interest in it, it is going to produce a lot of good results for you. It might not make you money on the platform, but there are some other ways to which you can make money that you can leverage on that can really, really, really benefit you. And I'm going to share some of that in some other video. If you love this, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.